Hey everyone, welcome back to She Tried It. I'm extremely excited to present to you the Shoulder Shift Tank by One of a Kate. In honor of the designer and what type of content y'all seem to like, I want to take y'all a bit through the process and make this video a bit more Kate style today. I also want to share some gorgeous pieces I received from Ana Luisa Jewelry. Stick around so you can learn more about them and so you can see how I style one of the pieces with my completed make. As usual, there will be timestamps below for each section of this video, so let's get started. Today's designer is no stranger to this channel. Although this is my first time making one of her designs, she's a longtime subscriber and supporter of my channel. This person is none other than Kate of One of a Kate. Kate is a fellow Texan who knits and crochets. She is also a lover of all things glam, and it's evident in every single make she completes. Kate is also a fellow YouTuber that I'm subscribed to. Personally, I struggle to take people along the journey of what I make. I struggle even to make a 10-minute video sometimes. If you want someone to take you along the journey of a make and show you all the ups and downs of designing or making a piece, Kate is your girl. She actually has a video documenting the process of today's design, and I found it to be extremely fascinating. I'll be sure to link it in the description box below. Kate actually has quite a few similarities to the designer in my last video, Knitting Tipsy. Both are awesome women that promote self-love, both are amazing designers, and both are just as good at making pieces as they are at designing them. Kate is a tester extraordinaire for both knit and crochet patterns. Again, she takes you along the journey for every single make. Everything from struggling to get the right size gauge swatch to getting all dogged up to take pictures for Instagram is documented. Kate is also such an amazing designer that she has caught the eye of large brands. She has kits with Lionbrand for some of her designs. For those not familiar, a kit is a brand's attempt to make completing a project as easy as possible. In this case, you head to Lionbrand's website, select the size you want to complete the pattern in, and they send you all the yarn you need to complete the make, along with a complementary pattern. You can even add on hooks, needles, and notions if you're an absolute beginner. Be sure to check out Kate's YouTube, Instagram, Ravelry, and kits, all linked in the description box below. Like I mentioned, Kate is a designer I've been wanting to complete a pattern for a while now. As soon as I saw this pattern in the works, I knew I had to bring it to the channel. The best way I can describe today's pattern is Effortlessly Simplistic Glam. I've seen from my community tab that a lot of my subscribers are terrified of knitting. If you fall in that boat, today's make is just for you. Or if you're a knitter who loves a mindless piece, listen up also. Guys, this make is so easy. It uses the most simplistic of knitting techniques. If you want to learn to knit a garment, I highly suggest you start with this one. You will not be disappointed. Because this make is so simple, no modifications were done. My top does look a little bit more cropped and fitted than the other makers, but that was kind of unintentional. I just knit to my heart's content and bind it off once I liked the way it was looking. Also, like I said, Kate did make a video on the process of designing this pattern. She said she wanted to make a similar design of this make in a crochet version. So all of you rolling your eyes at me right now for completing another knit make, I'm gonna need y'all to head over to Kate's channel right now and hound her about that crochet pattern, because honestly, I want it too. This yarn is a channel favorite. Every summer when I'm looking to make something with fabulous drape, I turn to Truboo by Lionbrand. I first used this yarn when completing the Everyday Maxi Dress by OTH Crochet Nook, and I used it again when making the Summer Breeze Crop 2.0 by Designs by Key. While I was extremely excited this was the yarn Kate suggested for this make, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit terrified to knit with it. As you can tell, I had only used it for crochet projects in the past, so I knew all too well how loosey-goosey this yarn could be. But that's very typical for bamboo yarn. This yarn is amazing, and I didn't have any trouble knitting with it, and I didn't use wooden needles. I could see a beginner possibly struggling. However, do not, I repeat, do not let this yarn be a deterrent for this amazing pattern. My first suggestion is to invest in some high-quality wooden needles. If you purchase this pattern from the Lionbrand website as a kit, you can get the exact needles you need in the kit. If you're still struggling, place some lifelines as often as you need throughout your project. I placed about 2 or 3 throughout my make, but feel free to use way more if you need to. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I really think Kate designed this make with this yarn for a reason. If you make this, I highly suggest using this yarn because I personally don't know of any other yarn with this much drape. Lionbrand Truboo wins the drape test every single time. And speaking of Lionbrand, this yarn was provided to me by my friends at Lionbrand. Thank you so much to them. I decided to step a bit out of my comfort zone with this color as well. I rarely ever wear white in real life, but something told me this would really pop to have it as a white flowy summer make. I'm not sure if you agree, but I think I was absolutely right. That's all the info I have about this make, so let's chit chat for a bit. So I have asked and y'all have spoken and y'all said y'all want me to chat a little bit more in my videos. So this is gonna be the little chit chat portion. I do need to be a bit more organized. So even though it's a chit chat portion, I'm gonna say what the topics are. So if you're interested or not interested, you can skip it or stay. And I'm going to put the finishing pieces on my little make. So all I really need to do is probably do one more row and then bind off and then weave in the ends. To get started, today's topics are going to be, 1, I want to talk about stretching as a knitter or crocheter. 2, I want to talk about a potential closet sale or get y'all's ideas on that. 3, I want to talk about video ideas. With that in mind, grab your tea, I have mine, and let's get started. So stretching as a knitter. I think y'all remember earlier this year, I think it started in March, right around the time I finished those bookmarks that I made, my back just went berserk. I don't know what happened. It started hurting so bad. It was like I had a piercing pain in my back, and I went to the doctor. Well, okay, to be honest, I didn't start by going to the doctor because I had some issues with doctors at that time, but I did start by going to a massage therapist. Actually went to Hand and Stone, and they have a membership, and I went there one time and bought a membership. So I have a monthly membership to Hand and Stone where I get 1 massage a month, and I think it's like the best investment I could have ever made if I was a crocheter or not, but especially if you're a crocheter or knitter. I think that that was an awesome investment. After going there, I went to the doctor because it was helping, but it wasn't getting rid of it. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor really just gave me like painkillers and muscle relaxers, which is not really what I wanted. I wanted to figure out what was wrong. She also had me go to physical therapy for, I think it was 8 weeks. Physical therapy was amazing. I loved it. After 8 weeks of physical therapy, I wouldn't say the pain was completely gone. I would have random flare-ups, but like between starting physical therapy and the end of the 8 weeks, it was like night and day. It was a whole lot better. Here we are months later, and my back, I would say 90% of the time feels wonderful. There's no issues with my back. But then you have those moments where, you know, it can flare up sometimes. So the changes I've made, I've invested a lot into my back. I bought, well, now I have, at work, I have a standing desk. I've invested in some better shoes because I think my shoes may have been affecting the way I stood and walked, and I just think everything was just, my body was breaking down. That's what it felt like. I kind of went a little bit overboard. I bought a foam roller. That's probably one of my best investments. I got 2 foam rollers. One is from Target, and it's like a longer one that's about $30 by Guillaume. I think it's 36 inches long. That thing is amazing. And it's really, really nice. So if you're if you're getting into foam rolling, I highly recommend that one. And then the other one I bought is from Five Below, of course, $5. And it's for when you are more familiar with foam rolling, and it has the ridges on it. So it's a little bit harder, and it's like tougher, and for reaching muscles deeper, I think. And whenever I feel a flare up, or even in general, like when I come home from work or before I start knitting or crocheting, I'll do some stretches, I'll foam roll my body out, and it makes a huge, huge, huge difference. If you're a crocheter or knitter, and if you've had back issues, or if you haven't had back issues, how do you keep your body okay? Because what I realized before was that I would go to coffee shops and I would knit for hours. I think I mentioned that, but I could go to a coffee shop on a Friday or Saturday and be there for 5 hours just knitting and like looking down at my iPad watching something, or it was just not the best position for a body to be in for that amount of time. And then I'd come home and lay down on my couch. So I wasn't really stretching it out. I was just in a bad position coming home and just laying down. So I've tried to make differences. I do not go knit for 5 hours anymore. I try to stretch even when I'm not in pain, because I think that when you try to get it before the pain gets there, it makes a huge difference. But let me know below if you've had any issues with pain while knitting or crocheting, because I definitely love to know your suggestions. I'll definitely take them to heart, because I will take any advice I can get at this point. So the next topic, a closet sale. Now, I realize I have a YouTube channel that's really geared more towards people that are also knitters and crocheters. That might not be the best idea, but here's what I'm thinking or wondering or needing your advice on. I have been making videos of completed makes, and I've made about 70 now, maybe. And I have all these things just in my closet. Some of the pieces I do actually wear. Some of the pieces are more special occasion pieces, so I'm not just wearing them every day. Of course, if it's a cardigan, I'm wearing it more than anything else. I mean, I have a lot of pieces that I don't necessarily wear and I don't necessarily need anymore. I think that I put too much effort to just give it away, which it would not break my heart to just give my stuff away. So I could take it to Goodwill. But then another part of me is like, is this a business? So I have my stuff in my closet. I feel like a huge wake-up call was the other day I walked in my closet and I looked at the section of my closet where all my clothes are. And you know how you hang up your clothes on a little wooden bar or whatever? The bar has like broken. It hasn't broken, but it's like bending because the part in the wall connecting to the bar is broken off. It's just too much weight, basically. So it's making me realize it's getting out of hand. And I know some people, when they feel like they have a lot of stuff, their first thing is, well, I need storage for all my stuff. But my first thought is, okay, I have too much stuff. I need to get rid of something. I'm trying to figure out what I can get rid of, and I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of it. Do I just give it away? Do I have a sale? Do I put it on Etsy? Which I thought I had an Etsy. Turns out I don't anymore. I guess I didn't pay a fee. I don't know what's going on with that. If you have any suggestions, or if you're also an avid knitter or crocheter, I'm curious what you do with all your pieces once you've made a bunch of stuff. Do you just keep it for old time's sake, or do you give it away to people? Do you sell it? I just really don't know what to do. Another thing to consider is that this stuff is over my entire fiber journey. So I would feel like now my pieces are worth, I would say, a lot of money. I feel like they're really, really good now. But the stuff I made kind of at the beginning, it's just like, it's what a beginner made. So it has like its mistakes. I did stuff that I would never do today. So I don't know if it's worth selling them off for the same price. Like the prices of things would be massively different just because my skill level was massively different between then and now. Or if you have any suggestions of not even giving it away or selling it, but something I can actually do with it. So another thing I was thinking about, I actually do have a lot of completed makes, and that's a huge benefit to my YouTube channel. I could make more videos that are geared toward the stuff I've made rather than constantly making new stuff. But even with that, I'm not sure what type of video to do. Do I style my old pieces? I'm running out of ideas for that. A big part of me wants to just get rid of it some type of way, sell it or do something with it. But then I'm also willing to consider, you've made well, I'm not gonna get rid of all of it, first off. I think a huge thing to consider is I've made a lot of stuff and I need to figure out how to make it more useful. Like I'm always preaching, just like with patterns and testers and new releases and stuff. Just because I've made it doesn't mean it's old news now. I think that it's still useful, and I think that I can find a use for it. Oh, this is gonna be so pretty. Okay, I think I can still find a use for it. I'm just trying to make sure that I put my stuff that I've made to the best use that I possibly can. And just like that, I'm officially done knitting on this piece. So that's kind of crazy. And now it's time to weave in the ends. And you know what I just realized? Oh my gosh, this looks so pretty. I don't think I know how to weave in the ends on garter stitch, so I need to look up a tutorial. Be right back. Shout out to Very Pink Knits for always coming through with the amazing tutorials. So now I know how to weave in the ends. Anywho, on to the third topic. The third thing to talk about is channel video ideas, or maybe just my channel in general. Let me start by saying that I'm very grateful of the growth that my channel has made so far. I appreciate every single person who watches a video, subscribes to my channel, just everything. I think that is so cool that people actually take the time out to, actually, I'm not gonna weave in the ends. I forgot I have to seam up the sides first. Duh. I'm extremely grateful for all the people that take the time to watch my videos and like them or share them or just comment anything. I just really appreciate that. And with that in mind, I think that I could be having a bit more channel growth, because honestly, I think it would be so cool to be just not as a full-time job, but I think it would be so cool to actually be a crochet/knit influencer. I might be on my way to that, but I've been trying to reach out to brands, and they have some pretty high expectations of viewership and subscriptionship that I just don't have. I'm still not even monetized on YouTube. I'm working towards it, but it's not like the only goal I have. The main goal I have is enjoying the videos I make and enjoying what I'm doing. If that's not being accomplished, then I could care less what's going on in terms of the viewing and everything. I am working towards that, but it's not like my singular focus. But with that in mind, I have been reaching out to brands and people are working with me. It's just not necessarily sponsored content, which at the stage that I'm at right now, I'm okay with that for the most part. I'm just gonna do what I can. One thing I can't escape the thought of is how a lot of the bigger crochet or knit channels on here, or some of them actually, are just podcasts where they just talk. And I don't know if you can tell from this portion of the video, but just talking, especially for like an hour, is a struggle for me. This portion is so hard for me to do. I like having a script, I like organizing my thoughts, I like all that stuff, and that's not really how the channels that I see growing are structured, which is cool. They can do that, that's just not who I am. One other thing I notice is that big channels also really get a lot of their growth from providing tutorials. And I mean tutorials in how to knit or crochet. I feel like I've kind of been fighting that since the start of my channel, because I really do feel like there are just so many other great teachers out there that me adding my 2 cents into the mix is just not worth it. I don't think that I have any new direction to provide. I don't think I can offer any other suggestions. I think that what's been done has been done already. I don't think that I have any new insight to give. I do think that if I somehow implemented tutorials into my channel, it would be a huge benefit. The proof that I have for that is my actual channel, like the videos I've actually made. You know, like I was saying earlier, most of my videos are patterns that I've made from other designers, which I love doing. I don't ever really want to stop doing that. When you look at my most viewed video on my channel, it has nothing to do with another designer. My most viewed video on my channel is the aesthetic crochet hammock that I made for my niece. It's a pretty long video in my opinion compared to my other ones. And I don't show like a super detailed tutorial of how to make the hammock, but I do explain it where if you know the basics of crochet, you could probably remake it. And I also provided a super easy and free downloadable pattern on Ravelry. So that video has done extremely well. I think the last time I checked it's definitely over like 10,000 views, which is really, really good for my channel. What I'm thinking is kind of bringing back a few more videos in that same vein, where I'm not necessarily showing my hands how to crochet step by step, because that's just not me. I could make more videos where I'm giving a little bit more guidance and direction on crocheting and knitting and stuff like that. So I have some ideas coming, and I'm hoping that that works with my audience, because like I said, I've been trying to gear my channel more towards people that know how to do it. I'd rather you learn from the same people I learned from. Like, I'm not trying to overstep the bounds of Marley Bird or Very Pink Knits. I think they do so well. So it's just like, what do I look like trying to add tutorials into this little fiber space. I just think I have no business doing that. But I just don't feel like I have any new information to add. I'm thinking about making a video about how to read a knit pattern, and that should be coming fairly soon. I also want to bring back a series, but I think I need to bring it back in a different way. But I don't know how many of you remember a series I did called Inspiration to Reality. There's this YouTuber I really like named Happy Curl Happy Girl, and she had really, really nice cardigans or sweaters or whatever. So what I did was I took one of her pictures of a sweater that she wears quite a bit, and I remade that sweater with some yarn that I got from We Crochet. And the video did, I want to say okay, but actually maybe it didn't do that great. I do have some ideas. I had a lot of ideas because I thought that was going to be such an amazing series. Inspiration to Reality. I don't know if the name wasn't hitting. I don't know what was going on with that. But if you've seen that video, give me suggestions on what you think could have been differently. Or even my channel in general. Like, do you think I should show more of what I'm making? But with that in mind, you have to also watch my video about why I don't make tutorials. So I can't show everything I'm making, but if I bring in more of my own designs and make my own free patterns and stuff like that, which will not be the bulk of my channel, but can be a section of my channel, I think that that would kind of help the growth, and that would be amazing. My boyfriend was really encouraging me to kind of bring back doing my own designs rather than following other people's designs so much and trying to balance that out. I've said this a million times, but it's just so much easier following a pattern, showing all the pattern I did, making modifications, than starting a pattern from scratch. Like, you just really never know what you're gonna get when you start from scratch. So that's why I prefer working with patterns. Plus, if you're an avid knitter or crocheter, following patterns is not beyond the realm of possibility for you. It's something that you already do. So I feel like it would be helpful to see somebody else following a pattern and maybe making a modification that you never would have even thought of. I don't know. This whole YouTube space is all new to me. I cannot express to you how little I know what I'm doing. I'm just taking it day by day, quite frankly. And another interesting / frustrating thing is the things that you don't think would work or that you don't think would be good. Those are the things that like blow up, like the whole crochet chair video. I never thought that would be my most viewed video because I just didn't think that. And then things that you think are gonna be amazing, or, oh man, I put so much hard work into this. That's the thing that kind of flops. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I do not know what these people want. I don't know what makes a good video. And it might not even be the people. That's the other thing to consider, is that it could have nothing to do with the people watching it. They may actually enjoy it. It could just be the algorithm and what it's sending out. And Lord knows nobody understands the YouTube algorithm, but at least it's not as complicated as the Instagram algorithm. That thing is way worse. But as I always say, if you ever have a video suggestion, or if you ever have an idea of something that I could do for my channel, please, please comment it below, because I really do appreciate that. And I think that it helps me in the long run.
Like I said, Ana Luisa provided some amazing pieces for me to style with today's completed make. For those not familiar, Ana Luisa is a designer jewelry brand based in New York. Their pieces start at $39 and have the highest of quality. The pieces I got are the Rope Mini Ring. This is an adjustable gold ring that looks beautiful on any finger. I also got the Lisa bracelet, which is a simplistic gold bracelet that has the cutest little heart detail on the end of the chain. And lastly, I got the Ina necklace. Again, a gorgeous, simple gold necklace that would go perfectly with any completed make. Be sure to check the description box below so you can receive 10% off your Ana Luisa purchase. You literally can't go wrong choosing anything on their website. As you can tell from the super cute packaging, being carbon neutral and sustainable is a huge deal to Ana Luisa. It was a tough choice, but I decided to style my shoulder shift tank with the Lisa bracelet. With that said, let's see the completed make.
That's all I have for today. Don't forget to check the description box for all the things I mentioned in this video, especially my Ana Luisa jewelry. And I hope you find as much joy from Kate's channel as I do. I'll be sure to link that in the description box below. And thank you to Lionbrand for providing this gorgeous yarn. I also want to let y'all know that this is my last summer make for this year. Autumn is quickly approaching, even though that's not really a thing here in Texas, but I'm gonna make some stuff like it is. Anyways, see you in my next video. Bye! Also, Kate, in your video, you said you were gonna make a crochet version, so my yarn is ready. Release that crochet pattern because I wanna make it. Bye.